I think really, really important here. And when you put together that budget, I think what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to think about your taxes. Right. I think what a lot of companies that might use your services, a lot of companies that you might work with, they're going to view you as an independent contractor, right? And what they're going to do is they're going to pay you a certain amount of money, and taxes aren't going to be withheld. Meaning you're going to have to declare that money to the IRS, and you're going to have to pay the taxes on that money. And so when I looked into this, and I looked into some of the research here, there are some interesting rules here, and I think you need to be aware of. One is that individuals receiving income from any arrangement involving use of their name, image, or likeness must report that compensation as income on their personal federal tax returns. And the interesting thing here is it's not only cash that you need to report, it's the fair market value of items or services received. And so I can picture a scenario, right, where a car dealership might come to one of you and says, "Hey, we will let you drive around this car for the semester or for the academic year in exchange for the use of your name, image, or likeness." Now, you haven't received any cash in that transaction, but you would have to think about what is the fair market value of using that car for a year, and you would have to declare that, and you would have to pay taxes on it. And so those are some of the issues that you're going to have to navigate and think through. And so the rules here are also that you're going to have to file a tax return if you make at least $400 of self-employment earnings in the tax year. Now, that's not a high hurdle. That's a pretty low hurdle. Now, the standard deduction in 2019, it's gone up a little bit for 2020 and might go up a little bit more in 2021. But the standard deduction was $12,200 in 2019. So if you earn less than that $12,200, you're not going to owe any federal income tax. You still have to fill out the tax forms, but you're not going to owe anything. But once you start to cross that threshold, you will start to owe taxes on your money that you've received. Now our tax code is so complicated. I am not a tax expert. I think I saw Marvin Lewis join the call briefly. He was an accounting major at Scheller, I think, and he would know some of these things, I think, better than I would. But I find taxes to be very complicated. But there can be a self-employment tax. Almost all of you would be considered, I think, self-employed as you profit from your name, image, and likeness. And so that could impose an additional 15.3% tax on top of the income tax. And even if you don't make that, even if you don't owe federal income tax, you could still owe that self-employment tax. And so this is one of those big things where I think you really have to be aware of. If you start making $15,000, $20,000 off of your name, likeness, and image, you need to make sure you have set aside the cash to pay your taxes. And so I think that this is one of those things that the IRS may be looking at. There are undoubtedly going to be some athletes that profit significantly off of their name, image, and likeness. And I think the IRS is going to check, are they filing their taxes? Are they paying their taxes? So this is one thing I would really encourage you to pay attention to and to really think through is the tax implications of the money that you're thinking. So I was telling Simit when the call started, I know we're being recorded, so I'm not going to go into too many details, but on a couple of occasions, I've gotten notices for the IRS, right, from the IRS where they wanted more information about my taxes, where they sent me some information about some back taxes they thought I owed. Extraordinarily unpleasant. It all got worked out where it turned out to be no big deal, but it is no fun to get one of these notices from the IRS saying that they are looking at your taxes. And I've got a pit in my stomach the both times it's happened to me. So I would really, really pay attention to taxes and the tax liabilities that you're going to incur. I think that's going to be a big deal with managing your name, image, and likeness. So any questions about